Good morning, Annie here. I just wanted to hop on and give you all a quick summary of updates, I guess, since the information that I get from Travis is not always all at once. But the first thing that he wanted to know, he wanted me to ask you all, is if anyone knows about any reentry support programs in or near West Monroe, Louisiana. If you do, please drop it in the comments. This would really help Travis as he prepares for what comes next. So Travis has been in jail since the end of March and has about 5 months left to go with no good time credit applied to a sentence. His dorm has 32 men in a space meant for 15 bunks, plus 2 inmates sleeping in boats on the floor. He estimates the room is around 60 by 30 feet and has been asking whether Louisiana follows any minimum space standards like Texas does. The reason he's asking, he mentions Texas a lot because Louisiana is busing inmates in from Texas, Harris County, I believe. So he has access to laws in the kiosk with regard to Texas, but he can't seem to find any information about Louisiana. There are frequent fights, high tension, and very little privacy. Travis described being challenged over something as small as writing on milk cartons. Around midday, things tend to get more aggressive in the jail. Drugs are pretty common in the dorm. There were overdoses nearly every other day for a while. After a major raid and more frequent shakedowns, that has slowed down, but the problem hasn't disappeared. He keeps his distance from that and makes sure he has no debts and no involvement in things that would make the situation worse. So Travis does a lot of reading about reentry programs, the jail being overcrowded, and visitation, really. Most recently, we've talked a lot about the reentry programs, or lack thereof. He read that the sheriff and the Department of Corrections have been given the okay and have the funding to coordinate with local businesses, schools, and nonprofits for support for inmates' reentry, but he hasn't seen any of that. He also mentioned that he hasn't been able to get a haircut. He's not part of the circle, so he hasn't really been able to get a haircut in weeks, he said, which is frustrating for him. But he's continuing to write and learn what he can and observe what's going on around him. He did note a recent escape attempt, which was followed by a couple big raids. And more talks about overcrowding. So he says that if the jail is over capacity for more than a week, then the sheriff is supposed to call in. He's supposed to declare an emergency if it stays over capacity for over a week. The problem is it's almost impossible to get a tally daily for how many inmates are there. Like I said before, Texas is busing in inmates, and one of the other things that he mentioned was that with the new inmates that are there, they seem to be a bit rowdy and loud. He's been doing a lot more exercises, so he's feeling more confident physically in case maybe one of these louder inmates were to challenge him in some way. And finally, the last thing that Travis wanted me to touch on is for those of you who are contributing to the channel, he asked that you don't do that anymore. He's more concerned about his commissary. Things have gotten more expensive in the jail. Phone calls have tripled in price for some reason. I'm not really sure how that works. But yeah, if you are contributing to the channel, while he appreciates that, obviously he would just rather that go to his commissary. So that's all for now. If there's anything pressing that comes, I will definitely update you. Thank you for watching, and Travis really appreciates those of you who continue to follow the situation. Feel free to share, maybe if you have any reentry program information, in the comments. Otherwise, I will be back with another update soon. Thanks.